There is evil everywhere. It lives among us, hidden under the mask of the night and shadow. This summer, you will be imbued with the power to fight. As Interplay Entertainment and High Voltage Software proudly unleash White Wolf's haunting pen and paper game, Hunter the Reckoning, to the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system. With entirely new gameplay, weapons, and characters, Hunter the Reckoning Wayward will deliver non-stop action and horror to the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system. And now, we continue our journey into the world of darkness and take you behind the scenes for part 2 of the making of Hunter the Reckoning Wayward.
Hunter Wayward features 5 characters. First is Joshua, named for the game. He's a wayward, paramilitary, psychotic, big. Do not cross paths with this guy. Next character, we have Cassandra. She's a young raver girl, John Woo-style fighting martial artist. She's really the fast character in the group. Then we have Father Esteban Cortez. He's the magically inclined character. Not as fast as the others, but his magic more than makes up for that. Then we have Deuce, big hulking biker. He's really the strong guy of the group. Takes out lots of monsters with the swing. Finally, we have Samantha, who's the balanced character. She's an ex-cop, great with her pistol, loves using her katana.
Hunter Wayward differs vastly from the original. It's not a linear gameplay at all anymore. There's a hub system so you can select whichever level you want to play. There's a way to change characters throughout all the different levels. You can play different characters in different levels where you feel it's appropriate. If you need a faster character to complete the goals in one mission, you can choose a faster character. If you need a slower, more powerful tank battle character, you can select them once you've encountered the mission once, go back and do it the way it was meant to be in your eyes. Play it out as harshly as you want or as sneakily as you want. It's really far more open than the first title was.
Some of the new weapons and abilities, all the hunters now have an area of effect edge that some of them are pretty spectacular actually. That's one of the new things that we wanted to make sure we put in the game. The new weapons, there's a chain gun in the game. We've got grenade launcher that actually has pretty good bounce physics. We have flare guns, chainsaws, axes, swords, you name it, we've got it.
With Wayward, continuing our goal of trying to make a game that was better than the first one, we're really working on expanding the music. We've got better sound effects. We're going to have Dolby Pro Logic 2 support. And in addition, we've also went out, we've got these big bands from major record labels, and we're going to insert them into the game to better enhance and make them a more entertaining experience. We're going to do that by adding music videos and music tracks that you can listen to, and just give an overall better package for the music and the whole game in general.
The success of the Medal of Honor series has been built on its amazing accuracy in capturing the feeling of combat in World War II. For the latest game in the series, Medal of Honor: Rising Sun, the player fights his way through the Pacific Theater as Marine Corporal Joseph Griffin. To ensure accuracy and compelling gameplay, the team from EA Los Angeles went to the ends of the earth to visit the sites of some of the most infamous locations of the war. These included the bridge over the River Kwai, Guadalcanal, Singapore, and Pearl Harbor.
There was a team of 6 of us, pretty much a representative from each of the various departments, that spent about 3 weeks traveling through almost every location that's in this game and actually interviewed people, went to museums, tried to collect as much data and information as we could so we can make the game authentic.
18 days of grueling hell. It was one of the hardest trips I've ever been on in my life.
One of the most compelling levels in the game has Corporal Griffin trying to destroy the infamous bridge over the River Kwai by derailing a train traveling the span. There, the team discovered that the bridge was not exactly what they expected.
We started in Thailand, and we went out to Kanchanaburi, which is where the actual bridge over the River Kwai is. And we got a lot of not only good physical reference, but being there really gives you a sense of why these things are important.
Everyone has seen the movie, and if you see the movie, it looks like it's this massive bridge that spans this massive river, and it's just not the case. The bridge is tiny. There were instances where we're trying to walk along on the bridge, and you have to literally move over to the right-hand side to let a couple of people pass you, then move back over into the middle and walk. So it's this really, really narrow bridge to the point where we were almost scared of falling off of it in certain places. So it's just kind of put everything back in perspective for us when we were there.
During the war, Marines on the island of Guadalcanal were constantly bombarded by gun emplacements, which they named Pistol Pete. In the level by the same name, the player must destroy them in order to lead the assault on Henderson Field. Capturing the look, feel, and sound of this environment was very important to the team.
For me personally, just kind of stepping back from the crowd and walking through the island and recording stuff was really surreal. And you're in an environment where the insects are so loud that you can barely hear your feet hit crunchy dirt or grass. So we will make the sounds as real as possible, and we will add in everything from wind blowing and tree fronds blowing in your face to grass blowing, and that's literally how it was when we were in Guadalcanal. Totally different from anything else that I'd ever experienced recording-wise.
Those were definitely the most harrowing of jungles that we went through. It looked like it must have looked back during World War II. Tall grasses as tall as a man's head. We were trekking through that. Mud all over the place. It rained on us.
There were instances where we're walking along a path and one of our guides would tell us, be sure when you're walking around to look on the ground. If there's open ground, you're sure to find something.
We went through and actually got to discover sites that were still there, that still had live rounds, some that actually still had bones in them.
And then we crested a hill and came up on a foxhole that they had dug out the day before for us, and there were probably about 25 live mortar rounds in this pit that we were able to just handle, pick up and look at that were still live. And they were in this beautiful, pristine setting that had been the location for a huge battle about 60 years ago.
We had the most gorgeous cloud configurations with light streaming down. It's almost as if you could have imagined a host of angels coming down out of the clouds. And yet we're trying to imagine conducting warfare on this beautiful, beautiful paradise setting.
While on Guadalcanal, the team discovered that some of their designs had to be revised to match the actual scenery, including the placement of Pistol Pete.
We were visiting this field that they had littered hunks of airplanes and tanks and all the stuff that had been scattered around. They kind of put in one mini field in the jungle. And while we were there looking around, we looked off in the distance and there was this nice rolling green hill. And Chris Cross, the lead designer of the game, he pulled me aside and said, well, okay, right there, that's Pistol Pete, that hill. And our initial concepts and initial storyboarding of that level, it had shown the Pistol Pete Mountains as being very rocky, not very much vegetation on it whatsoever, and it turns out that that doesn't exist in Guadalcanal. So that right there is a one-to-one comparison of what's going on in the game.
One of the main goals of Medal of Honor Rising Sun is to find Yamashita's gold. And in Singapore, the player will need to use stealth to find crucial information leading to its capture.
We turned and looked to the side at the gutter system they had there. And, it was destroyed and had a unique feel to what you would imagine with a gutter system. And Chris and I just started talking. We're like, hey, that would be really cool to incorporate into the game of like a stealth area or someplace you had to sneak into or hide in.
I actually told Dan, our historical evaluator, hey, go jump in that. I want to get reference for how low you can go. Can you crawl through it? How far can we go around in this thing? and instantly sparked, okay, that's a great stealth point.
And we had civilians just walking by and just looking at it, just thinking, what a bunch of idiots crawling around in our sewer system, you know? But we definitely did revise some of our gameplay based off of what we saw there.
Just like in past installments of the Medal of Honor series, Rising Sun starts off with a frenetic beginning. The team's final destination is the spot of the game's beginning, and where in 1941 the United States was thrust into war.
We went to Pearl Harbor and we made contact with some people from the Navy Public Affairs Office, and they got us access to Ford Island, which is where the movie Pearl Harbor was shot. It was one of the places that were attacked during the invasion in World War II on December 7th. There was actually places on the asphalt on Ford Island where there were bullet strafing marks.
We went onto the Missouri, and being stationed on a ship is a lot different than you would think, because you always see submarine movies and they feel like they're huge and you can move around and play ping pong and crap like that, but it's really a tight environment and trying to get that sort of claustrophobic feel, and imagining being trapped below decks with bombs going off right on top of you. That's absolutely important to try and get into the game, that paranoia of getting trapped inside a tin can.
As you can see, accuracy is vital to the Medal of Honor team. Next month, we'll follow the team to the deserts of Arizona, where they researched vintage weapons and were trained in World War II style combat. Be sure to catch it.
A tormented scientist grappling with his own chemistry and destiny, betrayed by his most trusted advisor mentor, and transmuted into a monster that appears when rage can't be controlled. There's major damage ahead when Dr. Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk.
The Hulk is an incredible character for a video game because he can do so much. He's so dynamic. It's such an appealing character that's known to everybody.
You get the idea of the game in one word, Hulk. Now, if I said Hulk to anyone, even my mother, she'd know what's going to be in this game. You put the pad in someone's hand and they know what sort of action they're going to do.
This is the story of a game spawned from the creative layer of Radical Entertainment at its not-so-secret location in Vancouver, British Columbia. When the folks at Universal Vivendi wanted to create the Hulk video game, they knew that it was time to get radical.
Rather than simply repeat the plot of the movie in a video game, the story of the Hulk takes place a year after the movie ends. We were allowed the freedom to create this extension to the universe and give people more of that Hulk experience.
One thing that's really important for the Hulk game is to capture the soul of the Hulk, the feeling of being that character and living in the same world as the movie and the comics do, and capturing that feeling of a cursed man who's on his quest to try and find a cure.
So while our scientist battles for his very soul, the game's creators work diligently to retain the style and feel of the original Marvel comic while also reflecting some of the new movie's themes.
The visual style of the game is all about combining the comic book world and the movie world. We've chosen to use what we call a cell shading approach to rendering the characters and the worlds so that you get this feel that the game is a living comic book.
Cell shade style is taking environments or characters and not giving that realistic edge, a little bit more of a comic edge where lines are very crisp. Defined lines between shadow and highlights on the character will stand out a lot better, like something that you would see in a comic book. Is very graphic.
The time has come to enter this nebulous realm where you'll learn to turn your angst into action. Caution, you may experience symptoms of a split personality, but that actually works to your advantage.
The Hulk actually is a game that combines a couple of different genres.
The gameplay features Banner stealth and Hulk destruction. Now, Banner has limited abilities. He's only a scientist, and he will use all his knowledge and abilities to help the player avoid being caught. As Hulk, you'll have tremendous power to annihilate any enemies that come before you, and there will be plenty of them.
Well, we have a lot of characters in our game from the comic world of the Hulk. and from the movie as well. And some of the big bad guys, for example, are Professor Crawford, who's the mentor of Bruce Banner, who betrays him at the beginning of the game. We also have General Riker, who's an army guy who's gone crazy and is after the essence of the Hulk for purposes of evil. There's Half-Life, Madman, Flux, Ravage, and there's the leader, who's the uber boss, the big bad guy for the whole game.
You can unleash the Hulk's anger with at least 45 different moves and combos. Try using objects around you, throw a car, use a signpost as a club, punch back the enemy's weapons.
Don't assume anything in the world is bolted down, because it's not. You can go and grab anything and use it as a weapon, and you can take out more enemies faster. It's incredible. When his rage meter maxes out, he can pull off amazing moves that can take out 10 enemies at once. It reaches this fever pitch where you're just so immersed in this game, you sort of bond with the controller and the game, and you become the Hulk. It's pretty cool.
Also cool is the collaboration process that draws from the film and the comics to create a dynamic video game.
We were granted really early access to the script and to digital images from the movie, from the special effects. And we were also given access to Eric Bana, who plays the lead character Bruce Banner in the movie, and he was able to do all the voice acting for the game during the shooting of the movie, so he was totally in character.
My entire life, infected by this disease. I'm going after the cure.
And we also have this huge catalogue of Marvel material that's been going on since the 60s, featuring this character, setting his style, how he moves, what he does, what his abilities are. And we brought both of those together and created a look which establishes a new look for the video game.
It's more than just the look and the history. It tells the story of a reluctant hero, and like Frankenstein and the Hunchback of Notre Dame before him, the misunderstood monster that is the Hulk.
The thing I always really liked about the Hulk, which really separated from just about every other character out there, is he's an unwilling hero. He's hanging out looking for crime and trying to solve them.
He's got this affliction that he's trying to cure himself from. Yet he's got this amazing power that none of us have. And like a lot of superheroes in the Marvel Universe, he's often reluctantly using this amazing power to save the world or for the forces of good. Banner and Hulk are good guys.
Yeah, good guys that have to do some pretty badass things to save us, themselves, and the rest of the world.
My name's Steve Bradley. I'm going to show you a cool move on how to make your character invincible on Robotech's Battlecry. Okay, what you want to do is go into training mode. To start off with, you want to have all 3 modes of training already unlocked, so you need to complete all those. You're going to want to go into fighter training. Alright, in the beginning of the training, it's going to kind of run you through maneuvering and stuff like that. What you're going to want to do is wait till the first 2 battle pods show up for your combat training. Okay, now that the 2 battle pods have showed up, what you want to do is go ahead and destroy those 2. Fastest way is just find them real quick, lock onto them, and shoot them down with your missiles. Okay, now that those 2 are dead, once the other 2 new battle pods show up, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and press start, go to options, quit out of the game, back out to the main menu. Now you can go into story mode. Now it doesn't matter where you are in the game or what chapter or scene selection you decide to do. Your guy is pretty much invincible until you turn off your system. There you go. Now you can take a real pounding from your enemies and not suffer from it. And now you know. And no one's half the battle.
Hi, my name is Rick. Today I'll be showing you a cool move for Sly Cooper. It's a shortcut to help you get through a time trial to open up bonus commentary. Okay, this shortcut is for the fire down below. It helps out if you have the ball ability, then you can help roll yourself along those long empty areas. And then here's the shortcut right here. Just need to jump up on top of this whistle jump over onto this gear, and then you can completely bypass that area over there. Then it's just a matter of running through the rest of the level. And if you can bypass any enemies, go ahead and do it. It helps save a little bit of time. Always remember to be careful of searchlights. That'll speed up the time. And you've just completed the time trial. If you go through the level again, you'll have the option to play the bonus commentary, and it'll give you a little insight on the game design and development. So, if you can get up on that whistle and bypass that area, you should be able to pass the time trial no problem. And there's a lot of little shortcuts like that on these levels. Just keep exploring, and good luck.
I'm Lee Froman, and I'm going to be showing you how to complete the second level in Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Okay, from the start position on the third area, follow the path to the left till you hit this indentation, and you'll go sliding down this and hit your boost. Most of the guards in this level are really easy. Just run right into them, just blasting them. They'll eventually go down. They usually take 2 or 3 shots to get killed. When you get to the main hallway, take a left, come up to the save point. Go through the door on the right. Go to the left and go all the way down to the last door. From here you'll need to jetpack up to the next level. And go ahead and clear everybody off this level. Go all the way down to the end of the hallway and jetpack down. It's very important in this game to get your jetpack skills down. It's very hard for them to lock in on you when you got your jetpack going. Go into this door to the right, hit the second checkpoint, jump down into the little crevasse down here. Go all the way down to the end. And laser cut the grill. Just drop down, you got a ledge you can work down. What you got to do now is jetpack all the way up to the top of this. Always look before you leap. Make sure you're going where you need to be going. Right above you, you'll see where the portal you've got to go through. And just go ahead and jump back through that door. Go ahead and dispatch all the guards around this area. Go through this door, and you'll go out to an outer ledge, go to the right. You'll see the save point, and you've got another ramp to go down. From here you'll need to do some successive jumps from different vehicles to get to the higher levels. Make your way up to the top balcony, go through the door, you'll get another save point, and now you're actually in the tower. There's going to be a lot of enemies up on this level. Just keep blasting, 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 run at them and blast. You'll get plenty of Bactite to pick up to heal yourself within this levels. These enemies will keep respawning at the doors to this level, so just go ahead and park by one, and when they start respawning, just go ahead and blast them. There's a small invincibility power-up. Use that before you go to the next level. Be real careful. A lot of these pickups here are the grenade launchers. If you get too close, you'll get damaged when you light one off. When it looks like you finally cleared all the enemies on that level, go ahead up to the next level. The sniping feature is really ineffective on this level. There's too many people moving too fast for you to actually get a good bead on somebody from a long distance and keep it. So the best thing is just go ahead and just turn into a juggernaut and just blast through everything you can blast through. As much as you can, try to use your jetpack and your rolling abilities. It's not a good idea to immediately go up to the top. You're going to get picked off by just about everybody in this level. They're going to be looking for you, so the best way is just clear each level individually and then get all the way up to the top. Run around the top level, and there's a few Bactite pickups. Get your health back up. One of the doors in the top level will lead out to a balcony with a save point on it. Once you find that, you're ready to go to the next area. There's a save point. You'll come up to this little catwalk up here. What you need to do with the catwalk is jetpack up to it, but on your side. You can't do it from the far side. If you do it from the far side, you're gonna die. You'll be the laughingstock of the universe. You need to go from the opposite side. And here you've got a long shimmy across this catwalk. If you try to do it from the other side, the support beams there will knock you off and you're flattened. Go ahead and jetpack up to this ladder. Take this ladder to the top of the catwalk. And go back to basically where you almost came in. And then jump back to the ledge on the right. Then you'll see these bars up here. This is pretty much what you had to do in the first part. Just jetpack up to one, hang on to it, recharge your jetpack, go up to the next one, let your jetpack recharge, keep going, and you're almost at the top here. There's a save point, now you fight the boss. You get a little cutscene where you do some murder. And now you gotta fight the boss. The boss is that little transport right there. That little transport has 2 blasters on either side and a missile launcher right in the front. The missile launcher will end you quickly. The other thing is this lair, the Senator's lair up here has a bunch of enemies that will keep respawning. What you need to do is go to the top of the stairs, killing all enemies. And when you get up here, there will be a grenade launcher. That's what you need to beat the boss. This will not auto-aim. You're going to have to manually aim this to take him out. And the first things you want to do is take out as much armament off that thing as you can. Underneath the stairs, there's going to be a lot of back-tight pickups, so don't worry too much about your health. But definitely watch, that rocket launcher will end you quick. You may die once or twice in this level, that's okay. If you've gotten all the way up here with 5 lives, you should have no problem beating this. Now, once you've destroyed one side blaster on the craft, you're going to have to deal with the other side. So what you want to do is go back, clear out all the guards, go back up the stairs, make sure you got a full grenade launcher ready to go. And then go down and face him again. Once you've got all the weapons on the aircraft destroyed, go ahead and get another grenade launcher. Go ahead and place your shots into the cargo hold of the aircraft and it goes down. And the level's complete. Okay, there's the walkthrough for the second level, the Senator's level. Go ahead and get to the top with as many lives as you can. You might lose 1 or 2 taking out the transport, but that's all right. As long as you've got that grenade launcher, just pound away at it and you'll eventually clear the level.
Yes, it's me, it's the AJG, back once again with yet another cool move, this time for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. Alright, I know what you're thinking. You've played this game to death. And according to your game progress, you've hit every single gap and collected every single cache icon, yet you still can't get that secret hot chick character. Well, here's a little tip directly from me to you. Start your career and go into practice mode. And right in the practice halfpipe, you'll notice 7 secret cache icons floating above the halfpipe. And in this halfpipe, there are also 3 gaps that are hidden that aren't listed anywhere. The first one's a transfer from the very first ramp to the second ramp. The second gap is from the second to the third ramp. And the very last gap, the full extension gap, is from the very first ramp down to the very last ramp. Of course, it's really hard to get unless you've got a character with maxed out stats. But once you get all those, and you collect all these cache icons, that secret hot chick is all yours to play with. Now, I'd just like to thank the thousands and thousands of people who wrote me all those fan letters for my last cool move. As a matter of fact, I'd like to read one to you right now. Dear Alexis, you are by far the hottest man to ever grace my PS2 console. Will you marry me? Signed, Sue VH, Denver, Colorado. P.S. Included is a picture of me. Sue, is the S in your name silent, or can I just call you Ooh-wee? I'm sorry, but I just have far too much love for myself for there to be room for anybody else. But rest assured, I will be back with yet another cool move just for you.
This summer's full of excitement with hot events brought to you by PlayStation 2. Whether you like punk rock or heavy metal, we've got the tour for you. Warped Tour 2003 will feature the best in extreme sports and bands like Newfound Glory, Bad Religion, Pennywise, and AFI. Look for the Warped Tour in a town near you. The Prince of Darkness is back again for Ozfest 2003, featuring Korn, Disturbed, Chevelle, and a slew of metal mayhem. Check out the Village of the Damned for the latest PlayStation 2 games. The biggest pop culture convention in the country, Comic-Con International, hits San Diego on July 17th through the 20th, with the best in movies, comic books, toys, and of course, gaming.
A lot of you dream of making video games for a living. Last issue, we looked at how college courses in game development can help you get ready to join a team. This issue shows you another useful approach. It's hard to get into the video game industry, but this is a door that opens for more people than any other. It leads to the Quality Assurance or QA department, sometimes called TEST. It takes a lot of people to thoroughly test a game. That's why as many as 1 out of every 3 jobs in a development company can belong to a tester. PlayStation's headquarters often has over 200 testers at work. What do they do?
Our test department consists of, some of the best gamers out there. They know what makes a fun game. And so they use that expertise and that experience to really add to the products that they work on. They receive the title when it's in its early stages of development, basically when the game is first playable. Construct test plans to look for defects within the game. Any game can have 500 bugs for the complete title and go as high as 6,000. What our QA analysts are really striving to do is put forth the best product and maintain Sony's high reputation of quality products. But our QA team doesn't just QA the titles for bugs, but they also try to make sure that the fun factor is there. They provide commentary and feedback on the title, which in turn, really added to the fun gameplay of the title. I think one of the most unique aspects is that we see titles 6 to 8 months before the general public sees them. We get to play them thoroughly. We get to test them thoroughly. We get to know all the secrets about the game.
Games have gotten bigger and more complex in the past few years, and a number of them can now be played online. As a result, the QA department is developing new kinds of expertise.
We're trying to take the concept of a street tester, somebody who comes, just pounding and playing on the game, to somebody who really has a good technical grasp of how the game comes together. And so we're trying to challenge them and train them to basically become, in essence, a low-level engineer of QA. They're digging into the game itself. We are starting to work with development kits, opening up the games and working with the development team to see coding, to see graphics, wireframe. It's exciting, it's challenging.
If you don't love video games, then you need not apply.
I get to think games 24/7, which is something I do anyway.
I mean, it's not like flipping burgers or anything.
Get to see the new game and test it before anybody else get to.
Take a game you don't like, now play each level 100 times on a different setting, switch controllers, and pull the memory card out and play it another 100 times. There, now you're a tester.
You will be playing video games in and out all day, every day, overtime, double time. Your life will become video games.
Most of the things that are tested is your patience.
Bagel Fridays. Free bagels every Fridays if you get here early.
Everything is about breaking the game.
And you kind of turn, you look at the guy and you're like, my God, I can't believe they're paying us for this.
I like breaking things, and I like watching my coworker Jason do the bike dance.
You get to see things firsthand while they're being made.
It's really, really good opportunity for you to get your foot in the door.
Anything from a lead tester to a producer into graphic design and a game design and a level design, it's an amazing opportunity.
My official title is Senior Producer of the Multimedia Department, and our primary responsibilities are the demo discs that you find either in the kiosks at places like Toys R Us and Walmart. Our main project, though, is what you're watching right now, which is the demo disc that gets packed in with the official PlayStation magazine. And you might even recognize a certain voice. Yeah, I do all the narration on the OPM DVD, as well as produce it. I went to work as a tester, and that's how I got my first real foot in the door. We're usually working closely with the producers or the associate producers on different games, and you could see how a game really comes together.
I'm a designer for Sony, and basically I will come up with the content of the game, the actual design of the game, what you're doing, what the story is. I actually started as a tester, and I worked my way up through the ranks. I tended to work really close with the developers. I would ask a lot of questions. I was extremely enthusiastic. I really wanted to know what was going on, what was broken, how was it broken, and this tended to get me really close to the development team. Then one of the teams had asked, hey, what do you think about coming down and being a designer on our team? I was like, yeah.
Alvin Pedroso has done what many of his colleagues dream of doing, getting his idea for a game approved for production. It's Rise to Honor, the upcoming action combat title from Sony.
Rise to Honor started from a conversation between myself and our director of product development, and I just said to her, this is the game I want to make. And after our initial conversation, she said, roll with it. And after about 2 months of really just going back and forth with different ideas and writing things up, we pitched it to our president and got it approved. Rise to Honor has gone from just me working on this title to about 43 developers now. It was enormously valuable to be a tester. I think one of the biggest assets that I gained was how to communicate a vision and get people to rally around that vision.
This is the door to the quality assurance department. For many, it's a way into the industry. For some, it leads on to a development team. And for a lucky few, it's a path that helps them have a game idea published. But for all, it's a chance to work in a field they really believe in. Somewhere a door like this one might be waiting for you.
I love video games. It's a passion for me. If I'm not making games, I'm playing games. When I was younger, my parents would always say to me, they're like, stop playing games, go outside, do something else. Now my parents are like, oh, my son makes video games. So they think it's all cool.
Next issue, Dev 101, is a mini tutorial. You'll get to see the winning drawing from the PlayStation Underground's Make Your Own Character contest. Then you can watch how that drawing gets turned into a working 3D game object.